Hey you guys, what's up and welcome back to Two Toe Tags Metal Reviews, and today we're giving you guys our first impressions of the brand new self-titled album from Rammstein. So, Rammstein finally out with their new album. We are both huge Rammstein fans and we're really excited. We reacted to both the music videos from this album for Deutschland and Radio.
Yep.
And any thoughts going into this album?
I love both those songs. I love Rammstein. I have nothing but high expectations, and I know they're going to deliver because Rammstein does not make bad music. I've always been saying that, and I will continue to say that. So I think we should just go listen to it. And I've been just waiting for this for so long.
Oh yeah, with that said, we're about to listen to the album in its entirety for the very first time. And stay tuned guys, because we'll be right back to give you guys our first impressions of Rammstein.
Hey guys, we're back. We just listened to Rammstein in its entirety. TV Fish, tell us all what you think.
Alright, so after listening to this album for the very first time, I have to say this album is really cool. I'm gonna just jump into my favorite track because I want to talk about it so bad, and that's the first track, Deutschland. This song is phenomenal. I loved it when we reacted to the video, when I listened to it on its own, and hearing it on this album. It's such a good pump-up song. It's so powerful, emotional. The riffs are just, they're hard-hitting. It's just, the song just does everything, at least for me. Like, this song, top notch, and such an amazing opening for the album.
Yeah.
So I just wanted to get that out of the way there.
That is your favorite song, like your top-rated song.
Top-rated, like, this is the best song.
Okay.
Like, very, very cool song. That being said, a theme I've been seeing in this album as we listen to it, which I really like, is the use of keyboards.
Oh yeah.
I kept writing over and over in my notes, really cool keyboard riff, cool keyboard usage here and there. Like, it's very prominent, very different on every song. It's really cool.
Yeah, that's pretty typical for Rammstein, though.
It is, but it's just, I don't know. Some of the songs had kind of a really techno influence, and some of them did not, but still incorporated the keyboards that way.
Yeah, I think part of the reason why it stood out a little more is because a lot of it felt very experimental.
Yeah.
It didn't feel like it was typical in the sense that Rammstein uses keyboard a lot. It's a very prominent element of their music, but it didn't feel like typical Rammstein stuff a lot of the time.
Exactly.
So it felt very fresh and different. So I get what you're saying there.
My second highest rated track was track number 6, Puppe. This song was really interesting because that guitar riff at the start was really unsettling, but also felt very hopeful, if that makes any sense. And then later on, when it really comes down hard, I don't know what it is. It's such a simple drum beat, and you know, you see a lot of simple drum beats in Rammstein's music. But in this song, you can feel the attack.
Yeah.
Like, it really beats hard, and even if the guy's not like hitting hard, you feel it.
Yeah.
Meaning this was a really good mix for the album. And the way that Till is singing, like, you can hear a lot of aggressiveness, a lot of just pain in his voice, and it's something you don't usually hear with Till Lindemann singing. I found that really interesting.
He's a very passionate singer, but that song, yeah, I agree too. There's something in his voice that is different. Again, refreshing. But you're right, when that song hits, it hits hard. And there's a couple parts that it's not rapping, but it almost feels like rapping because they basically strip the song down so it's just a beat and the vocals. And then they do it again later on in the song, but it's the beat, the vocals, and a riff in the background, and so it's a little beefed up. But it's just stripped down to like basically what an old school street rap would be, but it's not exactly, it's not like rhyming rhymes or anything like that, but the feel is there. So, you know, I like that song too.
I also noticed that a lot of these songs build upon itself. You'll have whatever verse is presented, then a chorus, then the next verse there's something else added into it, and then everything just kind of builds on its own foundation and becomes like develops as it's going, and I thought that was really cool with this album too.
Yeah.
So what were your thoughts?
I want to talk a little bit about the title, not the title track, sorry, the first track that you talked about, Deutschland. I do really like this song, but for me personally, I felt like without the visuals of the music video to keep me like locked in, I felt like the song was dragging a bit, which was a little bit weird for me because I really liked that song when we reacted to it. But listening to it here, without the visual stimulation to aid it, like I like the riffs, the intro was cool, the build up and everything like that, but then I was just finding that the song was just kind of dragging a little bit. Not that I didn't like it, but just didn't feel as entertaining as it did the first time. And the only thing I can think of is that the visuals were the one thing that was drawing me in the first time. Again, I would always say this, anytime I have a negative thought about a song like this, there's always room for it to grow, and usually it does. Usually the first listen is where I'm just being overly critical, so I nitpick a little bit, but then over the course of the week, these things grow at me. My favorite song, however, was track number 7, Was ich liebe. Sorry if I mispronounce the German words here, but this song had a lot of elements to it. It's got this hard beat, okay, super hard beat, very creeping groove. It's just easing, just oozing along, and you know it's gonna creep right into a chorus. That's how I was feeling, but then it didn't. The chorus came, but it didn't creep into the chorus. It kind of stopped, then the chorus came. The chorus of this song doesn't fit the song, for me, because you got this creepy kind of groove, and then this more upbeat kind of chorus. It was a little bit of a contrast to me. Now the thing with that is that it still fits together as a song, but it just seems a little disjointed. After that, the post-chorus riffs were dope. Just fucking raunchy, awesome shit. And then you get, later, I think after the second chorus, it's similar where you get the post-chorus riff, but then you get this ambient keyboard with this dope tone, and that's also awesome. I'm just looking at my notes here because I don't want to forget anything, but basically, yeah, that's basically it for that song. The chorus could grow on me. I think the chorus could grow on me, and I could learn to love it.
I see what you mean, and I agree with how it doesn't fit very well with the rest of the song, and I feel like that song and the last song, Haloman, both have that issue of the chorus not exactly fitting with the rest. Not to say the choruses are bad, they're good, they just don't exactly fit with the rest.
Yeah. They seem almost a little bit out of place, but
they transition well.
Yeah, so they transition well. They still fit the song, but they just seem like they just don't match for some reason. Like you take a song like Radio, for example, that is a good chorus for that song. That chorus matches the song. The build up to the chorus is proper. The post-chorus is good. The pre-chorus is good. Everything about that song is very well done. I think Radio is a sick song. I think the chorus of that song is super catchy, super well written. You can sing along to it. It's just an excellently written song.
You know, when we reacted to that music video for Radio, I thought it was good but not amazing, but then hearing it here today, I realized, wow, this song's really good.
Yeah.
Like,
no, it's really good.
Better than I remembered.
Overall for the album though, on a first impression, I like I'd say the first 7 tracks are either really strong or strong. I wouldn't say anything or anything less than that, but tracks 8 through 11 I found were pretty weak, and I'm really hoping that they grow on me. Now this could be an issue with track placement. Maybe they just put too many of the kind of slower toned down songs at the end in like a bunch and didn't mix them up enough with the track listing, perhaps. Or maybe they're just not that great to me musically. But I mean, songs like number 10, Tattoo. Heavy riffs, it's got that marching tempo beat, like typical Rammstein kind of stuff that you hear on their music that just gets you driving, going. But overall, the song just felt like it was lacking just vigor. It just didn't have the oomph there that it should have had. Felt similar to Hollow Man. You know, basically the last 4 tracks all just kind of were big piles of meh to me, with a few little cool moments sprinkled between.
Well, I feel like perhaps if you decide to shuffle the album, then maybe that would kind of change your perspective on these songs, because it sounds like placement might be it. Like at the end, it kind of just drags down a bit for you.
Definitely gonna try that. Definitely gonna try that.
Well, with that being said, guys, that's all we got for our first impressions of Rammstein. Remember to like the video if you like, to subscribe if you guys are new to the channel. Tell us in the comments what you thought of this album on its first day release. And remember, like we said, next week we got a special offer for you guys, so stay tuned. On Thursday next week, it is a limited offer, so do not miss it.
Do not miss it.
So stay tuned for that. Anyway, I'm TV Fish.
And I'm Vile Self.
And we'll see you guys later.